Oh, maybe we'll make it back. Bam, it looks like we may have made it back. Okay, are you there, Dwayne?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we made it back.
Good.
We'll see
You still
how
feeding
long.
or what are they doing to you?
Well, right now it shows we're live.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can get back there in a moment.
Now it'll be a matter of waiting to see if people show up.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're back to excellent connection again.
We are here.
So now it's a matter of seeing if somebody comes in, huh?
2 people here so far. I'm one of them. They're censoring this show big time, dude. I just told them in the other comment on the video. I said they're censoring us. They're playing around with the TFL leadership. And they're gang stalking TFLers on the side that support us.
Well, I updated the software in case the software was what was crashing.
Right.
Okay, because I can't say for sure. I just know we lost it and blah, blah, blah. And then when I rebooted and come back up, it wanted me to update the software. So I updated it.
Uh-oh. And we know about the updating tactics, by the way.
So, okay. Well, it looks like we're at this point still only got 2 people in here.
I think they're looking around. They're seeing if we'll come back because I told them in another chat Bill's going to try one more thing and stick around and see what happens.
And so now it's just a matter of waiting for people to show back up, huh?
That's the whole That's the whole point. You get what you just said.
Yep.
You get people to give up, stop looking. Period.
Well, we got some of them back. I mean, they're slowly drifting back.
Good.
There's
No,
not
Angel's
much.
got to be one of them.
There's not. I mean, when the stream stopped like that, and people are like, "Oh, what's up?"
And that's why I quickly told them in the chat. I said, Bill, that's why I'm keeping them up to date. Whatever's happening, I'm telling them in the chat, and it's going to show that. In other words, they're censoring the show, and why they're doing it, because we're going after their agents right here in this broadcast. We're exposing their tactics. We're exposing them without naming them. And at the same time, they're going after us, the TFL leadership, and then they go right down to the TFLers on their channels and stuff, or those who support us and gang stalk.
Yeah, they just don't like truth.
No, they don't.
Truth wounds them.
And we don't touch their crap, their money.
Well, the reality is the financial system, the monetary system has to be taken away from who has it worldwide.
Correct, because we're attacking the root cause of the problem, like you always said, not the symptom.
It is the only way to stop what's the evil that's going on in this world.
Stick up these fuckers, put them in prison where they need to go. No, that's how it needs to happen.
Selfishness, greed, you name it.
Power, evil. You know another thing too? Just like on Fox News, I see that attitude all the time and shit. They call themselves Christian, right? They're really for the Lord. They're really for Jesus Christ, and they're evil as fuck.
Well, I see that all the time. You walk into a church, modern day church today, and you call yourself a Christian. Oh my God, there we go again.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just crashed us again. Oh, now we're back again.
They hated that, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they didn't like that. Yeah, I watched the connection leave and come back.
These are some sick fucks, boy. These are sick puppies.
Just gonna have to talk about dating scene topics and try to stay off the other because they're gonna throw us off this freaking live stream, dude.
But what a ride, though.
I mean, really, that's what's going on, okay?
It appears, let me tell them down in the chat, it seems
Yeah, you're just gonna have to stick to the dating scene topic, period, dude. If you drift off, if we drift off and say what I'd love to say, we won't be here.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. What we
And so, I mean, I just watched it leave and come back when we started again. So that means we're being monitored. They crashed us the
Yep.
first time.
Yep, and I was just about to say that right here. They are monitoring our broadcast.
Okay, that's what that told me. Okay, so you're gonna have to stick with the dating scene topics if you want to keep this up, because if we're gonna go talking about some of the stuff I'd love to talk about, the stream will be over. They've already shown. They've already shown what they'll do. I mean, we are being watched. Okay, and they're not afraid to push the button in the stream. Believe me, they've just showed you that. So if you want
Yeah.
to see it freeze and us not be here no more, we got to be careful about what we talking about. That's
And
all
we're
I can
live
tell
right
you.
there. They're hearing this, correct?
Yes, oh, you dang right
Good.
they're hearing us. So the only thing I
Bill
can tell you is you got to just be
is telling you
careful.
the truth, so listen up.
I mean, the reality is we're gonna have to stick to just dating scene topics. If I start bringing up stuff I know, their stream will be over because that's what done it. That is what done it. They can't handle truth. It wounds them, and they're, you know what? Okay. So there's nothing I can do about that. But that's the reason there's an Odyssey account, right?
Right.
Okay. This is why I'm telling people if you want to hear from us, you got to go to Odyssey. Live streams isn't going to be feasible for the stuff that I want to say, as you just saw tonight. You got a good taste of what happened. They shut us down. Okay, I come back up, and the minute I start talking some of the same stuff I was talking, I watched my connection go to zero data like it did last time, and then come back. So that was their warning, letting me know, shut the hell up.
We tried to tell you guys, I've been monitored, Bill's being monitored. And what's happening here is you, the TFLers that support us, their thinking is, you guys support us down there in the chat. The real supporters, the people that are living TFL. In other words, they're going to be having their agents go after you, gang stalk you, watch you, and try to put you down. Isn't that right, Angel?
Well, the reality is as long as they're not producing content or doing live streams, and they're not talking about some of the stuff that I'm known to talk about, they'll probably be okay. But if they start talking about the stuff that I have a tendency of talking about because it is the truth, they're not going to like you for that. Okay, they're just not going to like you. Got to remember, I'm not working for the establishment. I don't have certain people's, what, and therefore, if I open my mouth, I'm not allowed to, right? Right? Isn't that right? Techno crap. Yeah, I'll just call them techno craps. Everybody has to sit on a toilet sooner or later to have a crap. I can't help myself. Sorry.
Hey, Bill, we got some comments down here. Let's break them down. Let's see. Dark Dimension says, I think Steve is too scared to go back on YouTube. What do you think about that? They want Steve
Well,
back.
Steve Hoka, unfortunately, does not have very good communication skills when it comes to keeping friends. He's got a very hot temper, okay? And he don't even keep his own word. Unfortunately, Steve Hoka could give his word that he's going to do something, and he just won't be able to do it. Okay, he loses control of himself, and he does what he does. Okay, I know a lot of people in here love to hear from Steve. Okay, but at the same token, you got to remember the people who also donated to Steve. Okay, and what did that do for him? Oh, they got to find out he didn't do anything he told you he was going to do. And that's not the first time Steve's done that. And I'm not trying to put Steve down, but it is the reality. Okay? Steve is responsible for Steve's behavior. And it isn't the people dislike Steve, is Steve does it to Steve. Okay, when he's got a real friend, he can't recognize he has a real friend. Okay, it's sort of like when you support. Sometimes you support people that have been so abused from the time they were a child or growing up that they have a lot of issues because of this. You got to think about it. If your home environment's rough and you have a rough little childhood growing up, and then you roll right into TFL, you already know. I mean, your life becomes really messed up. That's like a certain person in Melbourne, Australia, okay, had a very hard life. Okay, and then unfortunately they wind up repeating the abuse onto others that was done onto them. And of course, it doesn't do them any justice. It just hurts them all the more. Okay, that's really where that comes from. You just hurt yourself because you hold yourself back. Okay, and I mean it's not right the way people are treated, but look around you. People have been so socially engineered, programmed. They don't know how to be friends anymore. They don't know how to have a disagreement. They don't know how to allow other people to have their own opinion. They don't look into things for fear. Okay, whether it's the fear of not fitting in with the people around them, okay, or the fear of what's going to happen to me. There's lots of reasons, but the reality is, as many years of social engineering, and TFL is here, and they know, and I know, and the people at the top know this has all been deliberately done. So you got all these guys in the manosphere, and you got guys worldwide going through the same thing over and over and over and over again. And people had to individually be able to back up and unprogram themselves from the BS. And they got to realize that we, the human beings, need each other. Okay, and unfortunately, it's a very sick world. I don't know what to tell you. It is. We're in a very sick world.
Plus, I put the links down there to the Odyssey. If you want to find, again, like Bill's been saying, and I'm saying to you as the channel owner that's running the channel, if you want to find TFL True Force Loneliness Movement somewhere away from this platform on YouTube, you can go to odyssey.com, which is spelled ODYSEE.com /@ True Force Loneliness. That's where you'll find the new TFL True Force Loneliness channel. The website, as for the website, it could be coming next month in February 2023 or March 2023 because I'm on disability. I only get paid once a month. I'm on family benefits at the same time, mostly family death benefits. And I live below the poverty level when it comes to the income that the system and the government, corrupted government, put me as well as millions of other people on disability on, which is the poverty level of income for survival, which you won't be surviving pretty much at all without any family members or friends you're living with. Isn't that right, Bill?
Well, the end of families is coming up, and I won't say no more because I can't. I have trouble. I have trouble in this area because there's so much I would love to say, but because I know that they have their nose firmly parked.
Yeah, in other words, they give us warning. In other words, you be quiet about this certain topic. You got, in other words, what they're telling us, the TFL leadership that are on this broadcast tonight, and any other night or time I came back and we restarted this with Bill. You're only allowed to talk about certain topics. If you talk about anything else, we will cut your butts off. That's literally what they're saying to us.
Meow, you can't be part of the stream. They don't understand baby talk. You'll just squeak at them. Treat,
Correct.
give me a treat.
Wally, want a cracker?
You've already had your dinner anyhow. You don't get another. Go
like,
talk to Pam. I'm in the middle of a live stream. That's my cat, by the way. He's reaching up, tapping my lap. Dad, and I had my hand down there, and he tapped my hand. I looked down, he's staring right at me. Dad, wrong timing, cat.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I really miss Steve's classic videos, especially when we talked about what was it? Hoochie coochie bite. Well, you guys get it. And that other one where he's like the what's the name Renaissance is coming to an end. They all miss that one. Him and Steve when it comes to those videos. It's just that's Steve, man. Whenever he does videos and shit, you just don't like know what the hell he's going to say. Usually he'll be in a parking space in a car, be talking about TFL, be talking about different subjects. He's looking all around and stuff, see if anybody's watching.
Well, we got our last comment. It says little Claude Schwab's listening to us. And I says, nah, he's not listening to us. It's a person that's got the last name of crap. Yeah, every day their last name is crap. And we ought to sit on the toilet sooner or later and have a crap, right? Now, if we could just flush him, we'd be better off.
No, what it is, without saying too much, is they've got people assigned to us, all of us, including you down there in the comments. Did I say it too bad?
Okay, well, we left and then we came back again. The data.
Oh man, now I can't even talk about that, right? Damn.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm watching there. Freaking, I gotta stay.
As you can see, I'm not trying to say anything too bad. I'm just saying we're being monitored and listened to and assigned to by people that don't like what we say. It's as simple as that. I think people down there in the comments understand that by now.
They just don't like us. I mean, the first show back, we already had employees of the establishment in here, 2 of them that I know of right off the bat.
Yeah, Semi, I received those in the past. Usually got to go into the account settings and deal with it under the privacy and history type settings of the Google account. When it comes to the emails you get from Google telling you that your internet history is visible.
Oh yeah.
In other words, you get weird emails like that.
I understand that, but I'm sitting here watching, and right now, I mean, I just earlier. Okay, I've got a green, excellent connection. Okay.
Good.
And this is what I had when they cut us. Okay. And after I did everything I did, including update my software, and I got them back up, I have an excellent connection again. But if I hit the wrong topic or say the wrong thing, I'll watch that green disappear and it'll go to no data. Okay. Now they gave me the warning. Okay. And I'm seeing it and I recognize what's going on. Okay. We are being watched right now and we're being listened to.
And, yes,
and
very hard.
The person responsible for this will just shut us down. I told you this before.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a push click of a button for them. It's no biggie to them.
That's the reason why they bought up you know what, and then they own you know what that we're on right now to do what they're doing right now. Isn't that correct, Bill?
Yes. Okay. So this is the reason. Okay. Now you're just gonna have to stay simple ABC type stuff. I mean, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Okay. You're gonna have to talk like a kindergartner. Okay, I don't know what to tell you, man. You can complain about TFL all you want, and you can talk about the dating scene topic, just don't bring up the root cause. We got to keep that hidden from you, so you have to go over to Odyssey so you can understand what's going on, really.
So, like I said, I'll say it again for the record. Let's see if you want to find the new True Force Loneliness TFL channel for the live streams, the videos, anything you guys love, you have to go to this place. I'm going to say it again. Go to Odyssey, which is spelled ODYSEE.com/@ True Force Loneliness. We'll find a new channel there where we can rumble, do anything we like from these live streams or whatnot. And you guys can go there and you'll get the latest content. You'll get some videos, good information without all the censorship like we get over here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They don't want what I'm doing. They don't want it back. Okay? This Saturday Night Live once a week is something they do not want back. So they are watching and they are listening. And if the wrong topic comes up, They just showed you what they're going to do. You people that's in these chats gonna, well, we can't hear you no more. It
I mean,
froze.
guys. I mean, guys, come on, think about it. Listen to what Bill's saying. Look what's happening over there. They're trying to shut down the TFL because they don't want this coming back. Because TFL destroys business around this platform of their paid for shills, agencies, other channels out there that are there by design to confuse you and the rest of the populations, to break down your morals. Their jobs are to break down morals of society. Keep those of you at TFL in TFL and stuff. Never give you any solutions to the problems that they're giving you, and they get paid handsomely for their service. You understand where I'm going, Bill?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's going on. And you got to see that for yourself tonight. You know, the stream had to come back up and start all over again. And typically that shouldn't even happen. Okay. And then you got to see the minute I'm watching and I'm monitoring close, and I got to witness it. When I start changing and talking about something, bam. Okay. So I know I have to just zip it. Okay. It's got to go to Odyssey. But I can tell you this, if you want to join in on some of this stuff, you have to send me, okay, a friend invite on the Zoom. Okay. You better understand that we need more people willing to open their mouth. Okay. And if I get a friend invite from you on Zoom via my email, you can be added to that. And then if Dwayne and I set something up, you can come into that chat and you can be part of that. But you have to be willing to do that because I'm not going to be able to stay here on YouTube. You got to understand, you see what's happened already tonight in the stream. Now, if you think they're going to let me come up here week after week, no, they're not. This don't surprise me any, okay? It really don't. There are people that's collecting the tool to keep their nose parked up my you know what.
That's right. In other words, they're keeping the ones division going. They're keeping the moral breakdown of society going on those channels. They got every type of confusing propaganda niche available all throughout, not just YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and TFL sufferers of the world, but of all these other different social media platforms by design. This is what they do. They use big tech along with the tools and information of the corrupted United States government and governments of other countries together in combination to control populations. And then they send their agents all throughout the social media hub and do exactly what I just said in order for the service of the tool to get rich while doing so. Isn't that correct, Bill?
Uh-huh. And so what I dropped in the chat right there, that's how you can send a friend invite to Zoom.
And then let me make it straightforward. Send.
Okay? That's how you send a friend invite. Okay? Because once you're in the list here, then if we do a recording over on Odyssey, you keep track of us and you want in on that, you can be in on that. Because the live streams here on YouTube, they're not going to be here. Because I'm not going to be able to do half the stuff I'd want to do. I'm going to have to walk on eggshells. You got to see that tonight. Be walking on eggshells, then pretty soon you come to my channel that won't be there no more. Okay, because I've already lost 3-4 channels. Okay, and you know, and it's just going to be the same thing. It's just going to be the channel ain't going to be here no more. Okay, end of story. We're at that time. I warned you way back when in 2020 what was coming. I told you all year long that year. And
By the
anybody,
way,
you can go back to my channel and listen. You know what I've told you back then.
when you guys are listening and watching these videos, make sure, just in case, like Bill's saying, you never know when this channel might not be here no more. If you're seeing the latest videos, I'd say the last maybe 10 to 20 something videos Bill did here on this channel, I would suggest, for those of you who know how, to download all these videos. Make sure you date them when they were uploaded, whatnot, because you never know when you're going to need them for reference in the future, as this channel might not be here in the future, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Make sure you get it now.
I've already lost 3, 4 channels, and when this channel's gone, I'm not opening another. You better understand that I'm not opening another. Okay? There's just no point. You're on a site that was bought out for a reason. Okay? And shutting people up right now is what they're focusing on. Anybody that speaks real truth will be shut up. And that's what you were witnessing happen tonight. So, one of them things, man. You got to walk on eggshells and talk kindergarten talk.
Well, it's not just that. We're not trying to insult your intelligence, TFLers. We're just trying to get you to understand that these elite mean business. They don't like us talking about these subjects, Bill has said, and they know that we know, and we're explaining to you and educating you and trying to show you each and every time who's responsible for TFL, True Force Loneliness, why it's here, and who's the root cause of TFL being here in the first place. That's what we're trying to get to you in your heads.
Yes. You know, and it's not hard for me to bring somebody into Zoom. Okay? I could bring somebody into Zoom, somebody else. Dwayne could be here. I can record it. We can talk what we're going to talk, and it can go right over to Odyssey, okay? So it's not like it can't still be done. It's just not going to be under a live stream. Because I'm not rich and full of money to go to a site that offers live streaming where they charge you an arm and 2 legs. Okay? So that's not going to happen. And I could come up here on my channel, but as you can see now, this is what's going to happen with anything I do. And I've known this for a long time now. You think people think I just walked away? No. My message fell on deaf ears. Plus, because I've been looking at this stuff for so long and I'm able to see things that I shouldn't even know because it just comes to me. And I'm dead serious, man. I have information that comes to me just out of nowhere and then I hit it spot on. Okay? But I've been doing this a long time. And so I'm able to see through a whole lot of stuff. Okay? I really am. And because of that, of course, that makes me dangerous to you know who. Mm-hmm. And so what can I say, man? I became dangerous to somebody who don't even know me personally. Okay? All because I just happen to be honest. And I just happen to have a heart that cares about what's right.
And that's what they hate the most, is because we have a heart to teach you and tell you and expose to you who's doing all this by design, because we care. We're not after what they've done to society, which is mostly that tool when it comes to TFL True Force Loneliness movement.
I don't chase after it. If anything, I put money out of my own pocket to give you shirts, hats, and ink pens. Okay? You know, and I spent quite a bit of money buying that stuff, and then I just paid the postage and mailed it to the people who asked for it for free. Didn't charge a penny for it. Okay? And this is the reality, including somebody, okay, that is working with the establishment who will never admit it in a million years, okay, who showed up on the first live stream back with Dwayne just to say thank you for the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same party that tried to, well, went and met Hayden back in the day and hurry up behind my back, slam me down just so he wouldn't be around us. He wasn't around me because why? Well, because he just happens to be working for the establishment.
Correct. And their job is to sow division between those that are telling the truth and to keep the rest of the population and those around the people that are supporting that truth confused and away from the truth. That's their mission. That's what they get paid
and
for.
this is what they do. So, and what do you do? I mean, that's why so many people no longer on YouTube to begin with. Because they can't come onto this platform and tell truth. If you're going to come up here and go along with the BS and lie to the world, they'll leave you alone, man. They'll let you run. If you're being paid to tell truth, you're going to be paid to do what they're telling you to do, and then you'll be putting out a lot of truth, but you're making a lot of the tool.
You're creating confusion. That's what you're really doing.
Okay,
and
so
you're and you're creating confusion and you're sowing division at the same time. Don't you guys get it? And girls?
I mean, the reality is the reality. There's nothing I can do about what's going on in this world. I'm not the one that created the problem. I pointed out years ago when I gave you True Force Loneliness. Okay, and Dwayne was with me when this happened because it was Dwayne and I that brought this on. Okay, it's me that gave the name, and it's Dwayne that pointed the way. Okay, and what can I say other than the reality is the reality? Okay, it was something they wasn't expecting to happen. It happened.
My thinking is this: these agents and the powers that be that are watching this show or that are paid to watch it, how do you say, they're designed to be here. They get paid for it, to watch us, listen to us, make sure that we don't talk about the dangerous issues towards them. They're being used left and right for that money, for the tool.
Yeah, and the guy, the last comment up there, is correct. The guy that you spoke to with that FIRST name is an employee of the establishment.
Correct.
When I told you way back when he came into my channel and unblocked himself from my channel, I wasn't joking you. Okay, this guy is an employee of the establishment along with the buddies he hangs with.
Correct.
Online. They're all working for the system, for the tool.
And like I've been telling you, they're working together in unison. They all work together, especially, for example, here in the United States of America. And I'll say it again for the record. Make sure to get this later and download it, by the way.
Yes.
You never know when Bill's channel will go down. What
well,
I'm saying,
Long Hiker, okay, he hit it on the head. He remembers Hayden. Okay, but you also need to understand the person that was in the first live stream back who thanked me for the shirts again is that person who met Hayden in a bar after collecting shirts from me to make sure he severed the ties between Hayden and me because he could not have, and he has to divide, he has to split, he has to steer people away from, because that's what his job is. What do you think? It was an accident? He was here right off the bat when I first come back? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. He was notified that that was happening, and he was there. See, he makes money off working for the establishment.
and Alex says, whatever happened to four lost souls only, or like four lost fools.
Yeah, that would be the name. The name you just removed. That would be correct. That's the NR. He put the name, then removed the name. Smart. Yes. That's him.
Interesting.
He has another channel called Steve from Texas.
So NR is that person I just named a moment ago, correct?
Well, NR is just telling you he's saying the name of who was in that first live stream.
Yeah, okay, I see where you're going. And yes, NR, I remember that person. Bill told me about that person too.
Okay, see, so this is the reality is that's what's going on.
They're all over social media. They're all over YouTube. You guys, I see it every day. For the past 2 years alone, out of the past decade, I've seen all over YouTube big name channels, just like there's big names in the MSN, the mainstream media, that are paid through the CIA, through the corrupted United States government, to disseminate propaganda through that television set, through those media outlets, right to your brains as citizens, to manipulate your minds with disinformation and propaganda. A former CIA officer told the world in the 70s and 80s, was also on C-SPAN, visited many universities, talked in many interviews discussing this issue, and was a former Vietnam veteran. Also worked for the CIA, his former bosses. Told the world there's big names in the mainstream media that's disseminating disinformation to lie to you, to manipulate your minds openly to whatever they want you to think, including the United States government.
Well, this has been going on for a long, long time. The reality is True Force Loneliness stumbled into the biggest psyop of NWO. And I won't say no more about that, other than it stumbled right into the heart of something they didn't want out and became dangerous to them. So, yeah, it was no accident you've seen everything that's happened because it was about destroying a grassroots movement. Not allowed. Not allowed to have something real created by the people. Not allowed. So the idea was to destroy. And a lot of you people that were listening back then also hear that guy that starts with the first letter of 1, 2, 3. You know, that first guy that has a 1. Okay. You, if anybody that watched and paid attention back then, they also heard him try to get Mr. Hoka to say he was the founder. And Steve stayed honest. But what do you think that was about? There you go.
It was called what we call crap testing.
Yes, it's well as you know, the idea is to try to freaking confuse people. Who's the one that did what, and you know, because a lot of people wasn't around back there when I came on board with Dwayne.
And they
Okay.
wanted to do it to see, my guess is, who would, how do you say, take the tool, who would be bribed and lead, mess with the TFL leadership at the same time to destroy us. Because you got to remember, these tactics have been used since the days of the Black Panthers. How do you think they brought down the Black Panther party back then? They used the corrupted government institutions to have their agents infiltrate these movements by design, especially the Black Panther Party leadership, and then start sowing division within the leadership, within the party, and stuff, and get them fighting against each other, and then set them up to demonize them as terrorists later on, and completely destroy them and kill off Black Panther Party movement leadership members, and destroy the entire movement and the cause. Am I right, Bill? What do you think about that?
Well, that's really what it was about. It was to destroy because TFL was grassroots. TFL went global before they got their hands on YouTube.
Any real movement, any real grassroots movement that's telling the truth and trying to make a real change in the communities, trying to make change into a country that's being oppressed, has illegal laws, anything that's trying to do good to change all the illegal laws, the oppressive laws, or to try to make a change in that country or in the communities gets taken down. They get infiltrated, they get destroyed from within, they get the leadership killed or broken up or in prison, set up charges or whatnot, and break the movement down and eventually kill it and then hide it and put it under the dustbins of history. Tell me I'm wrong, Bill.
Well, no, that's exactly what they've done. You know, Incel didn't when we came on. The only thing that existed on YouTube, YouTube was in its infancy, was probably maybe a year old. Okay, and when we came on, the only thing that existed at that time was men's right activists, MRA,
Right?
and PUA. There
Correct.
was no MGTOW, there was no incel. And unless you go that far back, you gotta not know where MGTOW came from. I can tell you where it came from because I was here. So was Dwayne. Okay. You know, an incel, well, that was directly created by the powers to be.
Hey, Bill, if I remember correctly, I got to go look that up. We'll talk about that on the next broadcast or up in the future, near future video. Didn't they do this to Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X back in the day?
Well, yeah, this is how you shut people down. And then you try to paint them out to be the villain, the bad guy. Always. Okay, you paint a picture. And this is, you know, when they brought Incel online, what do? Now Incel's worldwide, and Incel has a history of, well, doing what TFL's never done, because TFL don't promote violence.
But see,
TFL doesn't whine about. TFL is trying to bring the genders back together again. The
correct.
opposite of what Incel does.
And think about this. Didn't they call, for what Bill's saying, think about this for an example, and this is real. This is our public record and documentation. You guys can go look it up for yourself. Don't just believe what we say. Martin Luther King Jr., they painted out as a communist. Malcolm X, they painted out as a, what was it, a black racist?
Yeah.
The FBI did?
Yep. And to this guy's answer, this guy's question, okay, no. Late 2006 is when TFL came on YouTube.
Yes, somewhere in late 2006, early 2007.
Yes,
he came to YouTube.
It was in around that area. That's when I came online with Dwayne. This is when True Force Loneliness was brought to YouTube.
Yeah, and that's when the days when YouTube was really, you know, survival of the fittest when it came to you going on YouTube at that time. It was all out, wild, wild west back then. Wasn't it, Bill?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you know what? When it comes to Mr. Hoka, that's totally up to Steve Hoka.
That's right.
Okay? It's not like he don't have me on Zoom, because he does. It's not like Steve Hoka didn't listen to them streams on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, because I'll guarantee he did. Okay? I'll guarantee it. Take it to the bank. You dang right he did. Okay? But Steve's bullheaded. Steve's hot headed. Okay? Steve actually shoves his own foot in his own mouth and attacks other people and then gets mad if they say something back.
Steve, you got to, like I did, you got to let go of past grudges. You got to get rid of the past. Let it go. And you got to look forward. You got to look at the point where we got to come together and fight this thing all the way to the end for whatever end is going to come. Even if we don't win, at least history and those people that are here now in this chat, those around the world who knew what we tried to do and fight for is righteous. You got to let go of the past. You got to get rid of the grudges, come back, do what's right, but you have to do it from the heart. You have to do it for you. You have to make that choice like I did. I made my choice. I'm going to fight this thing all the way through. And like Bill said, I'd rather die at my fucking feet than my motherfucking knees. And that's the way I'm just going to put it. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, the reality is if you don't fight back, you're going to die on your knees as a coward. Because if you think they're joking about population reduction, you got another thing coming. But I'm not saying too much more about that because you don't dare. Just understand that TFL was deliberately created. They knew the outcome. They just didn't count on somebody giving it a name.
Oh, but just want to make sure. So just what Alex said, he said, Shogun Gamer, definitely take your time with the TFL merchandise. Ain't no rush. Continue the good work. And I just said, no problem, Alex. You got it, brother. So in other words, you guys, because like I said, I'm on disability, monthly disability, family benefits, family death benefits and shit. I'm on really poverty-stricken level income. I get food stamps and a few other things, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't be surviving if it wasn't for the family that I have left that I live here with. My older brother, my mother. That's the only way I'm going to put it right now. So when it comes to the TFL website and stuff, just remember I cannot do it all because it's hard enough as the elite are doing right now with the inflation by design, and they're getting rich and getting ready for what Bill said. They're getting ready what they're going to do to us in the near future. It's hard to save up and get certain things. So just gonna have to take your time with me. You have to be patient, regardless.
Well, the information is all out there. I screamed and screamed about this in 2020. Okay, and there's tons of information out there that can concretely be confirmed of what's going on. Okay, and you're gonna have to go do your homework. I can't do it for you, and it doesn't do any good for me to do it for you. You need to do it for yourself.
And TFL is out there if you're listening, like Bill's saying, you have got to find the courage and strength within yourselves to say, forget about fear, get past fear. Fear is going to keep you from speaking out and doing what's right, just like what we're trying to do for you. You got to remember, Bill, myself, or Steve, if he decides to come back in the future, cannot do this all for you, for the entire society. We are just here to bring about why TFL's here and do this and that. We
And where
cannot
it
do it
came
all
from,
for
we
you.
cannot,
Period.
you got to understand. I've said it so long over the years to you where it came from, okay, how it got to be, okay, what the end results are going to be, what they're after, and they are getting their want. They're not there yet, but they're a long way along, okay, and we need each other as a human species. We need each other. Remember this, they only get their power from us.
And they get the power for that tool to bribe you, to keep you away from the truth, and to destroy it.
So
Bankers.
the reality is nobody asked for this. Okay? You wasn't given any say so or choice. Okay, the majority of everything you ever learned was a lie, so but let's not go too deep because we already know what'll happen. They've already shown me that. The reality is you all know you've been running around the manosphere for how long now? You know the life you've been living. You know how it is out there in the dating scene. It's the only thing I'm going to tell you is it's no accident.
Hey, Bill, John 5 said this. Did Bill talk about the big C issue and the needles? You want to get that out the way?
The big C and the issue and the needles.
Yeah, with
Yeah, I mean,
Big
if
Boss,
you want
Big
the
Boss
stream,
Cal.
if you want the stream taken down for sure, that's a good way to get it taken down.
Well, that's I hear where you're going.
I mean, if you want to talk about what he's talking about, I'll get it. So we already got fucking removed. I mean, tonight. Would you like to get removed right away again?
No way.
That's a good way to do
No
it.
way. I see where you're going.
I mean, I'm
The only thing we
sorry.
can say, the only thing we can
Yep.
say to that is this: you got to stop talking about division. Division is what's leading to what's going on out here. That individual is a type of division that they left on this social media platform by design, which is racial division. Racial division is the division they're looking for to keep the population divided and confused. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, and what he was talking about was what started in 2020. We're not going to talk about that. That's the quickest way to get this stream taken down. Hell, I already got removed and had to come back and then got another warning shot just for talking what little I was talking about. And now you're going to come up here and throw these words at me and want me to talk about that. Are you nuts? Yeah, that's an Odyssey thing. That's something that has to go to Odyssey only. You ain't gonna talk about that here. You know how many people have lost their channels on YouTube for talking about that?
Exactly, John 5. That's all we can say. You guys want to know more in the future for what's already there right now and start to grow pretty good, you got to go to odyssey.com, which is spelled ODYSEE.com / @ true force loneliness. Go there. You'll find, subscribe. You'll find the content, and you won't find the censorship over there. At least for now, as long as
And
that the owner.
you're not going to get a live stream, but you will get videos and stuff over there that you can keep track of. You can become part of one of the videos if you got stuff you want to say by sending a friend's request to Zoom. Okay, then you can become part of. If you want to talk to Dwayne, you want to talk to me in voice chat, you want to be part of something that's fighting back, that's the way you're going to do it. You're not going to do it here in these live streams on YouTube anymore. I mean, you're only lucky I'm even here at all. Because if it wasn't for Dwayne, I wouldn't be up here on YouTube right now, period. And there's nothing against anybody in the manosphere. It's just the fact is I spoke up for a lot of years. Okay? And through all the divide and conquer, certain things that happened in the past was deliberately created to break us up.
Correct. And keep us divided, keep us destroyed and away from each other. So, and also at the same time, when it comes to incel, you got to remember something, gentlemen, ladies, those are psyops. Those are division psyops created by our corrupted government or governments to bring about the destruction of the TFL True Force Loneliness movement. You got to understand that. So when they create stage of terror attacks in the future, misogynistic or whatnot, against other people or against a specific gender, they're going to try to tie it to the TFL True Force Loneliness movement to destroy us and get rid of us.
Well, that's what the incel was created for. They've already taken and made professional graphic of breaking down the manosphere into categories and took TFL, which has never been incel, and painted it in incel, saying that incel and TFL are one and the same when they've never been one and the same. See, TFL isn't about getting laid. It isn't about sex. Never has been from day one, even. Never was it ever about that.
No, sex is not love, period.
Okay? It was never about that. Okay? And the thing is they think they can take something that's not theirs and reword it to their want. Well, guess what? You got a news flash. You can't reword it to your want. You can try.
Nope.
And I'll just keep telling people the truth because I'm the guy that created it. And Dwayne was here when it was created too. And I said what it was then. And I've said it many times over the years. Because you think you can go behind my back and turn it into whatever you want it to be? Wrong.
To destroy it and profit off of rewriting something that's not true. You're not going to be able to do it to the TFL True Force Loneliness movement or its memory. And I'm going to see that too from my side.
I mean, it's just the reality is the reality. That's what this is about. The fact is they don't want. They don't want what's going on or what's here. And when I came back after being gone over a year, and I wouldn't have come back if it wasn't for Dwayne. So you have Dwayne to thank for that. Now, I'm not going to hold any punchlines with you. You have Dwayne to thank for me being here.
Yes, Ricardo.
When I told you I can walk away from the internet just like that, I'm not joking you. I didn't grow up with an internet.
No, I wasn't even growing up with internet too. Back then we had what's called pagers, landline phones. You want to reach out, touch somebody, say hello and stuff. You use a landline phone, dial those numbers like beep 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 beep, beep hello. Or then they came with what was it? The 90s was what? The pagers. That was the next best thing that they used.
And back then you lost your phone real easy if you fucking called 20 miles away from your house. It was long distance and cost you out to yin yang.
If you wanted to get sex, man, I'm telling you from testimony, this is really what happened back then in my life, especially in the 90s. I understand because TFL's not about sex, it's about love. But I'm just saying when I had booty calls back in the day, there was no such thing as computers, like Bill was saying. If you really wanted to get it on with somebody locally, you had to use the skills of communication, talking, and getting in the person's face and getting to know them and understand them and go from there.
But see, but in reality, this person right here, Alex, was correct because sex isn't something that ever needs to be discussed. Because if a two people get together that like each other, it's going to happen naturally between them two people. Okay? It doesn't have to be something that you come up and, oh, no, and I can't get, no, and I can't because I ain't going to get you anywhere.
It's way three, man.
Unfortunately, and that's why I said no. It was never, ever, ever, ever about that. Okay? It was always about where it came from, what happened that caused it. Okay? The social engineering. It was about pointing all that out. And then it was about trying to turn things back around. Why do you think in 2020 Jaina was brought in? And I know I made a lot of people mad when I brought a female in, but they don't understand. If you females and males alike who don't get their heads out of their you know what, you've all lost. Because it's social engineering that caused the behaviors from both genders. Are you typing or Dwayne, or what's going on?
Yes, I am. I don't mean to do that, Bill. It's just I'm trying to engage those in the chat so they could be part of the show too, because it works together. It's not just about Bill and myself and people up here speaking. It's about you guys and girls as well. Everybody coming together is what it's all about. You make the shows happen just as much as we do. It's a team effort, not just one or two individuals, period.
No.
Oh, but Alex says right here, ever seen a movie called, you're gonna love this, Bill, 40-Year-Old Virgin? It stereotypes nerds and geeks as being virgins at age 40. Don't like the virgin shaming as well either. Virgin shaming can happen to anyone. So true.
It does, but see, these shows were deliberately done. See, they done this to you, then they want to mock you for what they done to you. They want to put you down. Why is that? Because it keeps you under stress. It keeps you depressed. It keeps you in fear. It keeps you depressed. It keeps you upset and angry. It keeps low vibration energy.
And also, I think it's also an open MK Ultra program, PSYOP campaign, using the media outlets to do it on TV. Well, which is what I noticed. In other words, they know there's TFLers out here. They know we're onto them. They know we're exposing this. And at the same time, they're agents on these media outlets of these shows that knows who we are, what we're doing. They're purposely, cackling at you guys.
Well, they are,
that are watching.
And if you go listen, if you go over, I even got it on my channel here for however long it's up. But if you go over to the Odyssey and watch the 2-part series with Mark Passio.
Yes.
He done an excellent job of breaking down the dating scene. And it is mind control. It always has been mind control. It's always everything I said, social engineering and mind control. And all mind control is if I get your perceptions, I got you. Because your perceptions come from information taken in. And if you're taking garbage in for your information, that perception becomes your belief and that becomes your behavior.
Correct.
This is how mind control works. Once they got your perception, they get your behavior. See, so it's a very deep topic. There's a lot of stuff but the reality is that's what this is. And the real reason for, of course, would be the Great Reset, Human 2.0. That's the end goal. Without saying no more.
Hey, how many of you in here ever had what's called the web TV? That was really the start of it.
Oh, back God, then, I remember that.
Oh, you had one, Bill?
No, I didn't have one. Friends of mine had one.
Uh-oh.
Like Amber and John had a web TV.
I still remember that dial-in tone. Like whenever you you start logging in web TV, You got to pick up the phone. You can hear it dialing. You go.
That was your first internet, which was slower than molasses.
Yeah.
You want to see fucking thick ass molasses, boy? That was the speed back then. You couldn't watch the 10-minute video. It'd take you fucking an hour and a half to download a 10-minute video to watch it.
Oh, and 500 megabytes video back then was like you had to wait a whole hour just to play it.
I mean, dead serious, man. Anybody that didn't have the net when the fucking net first come out don't understand. It went through a phone line, and your speed was like slow as molasses.
It's like a turtle. It's like a turtle going from like for instance, take like a turtle going 20 yards from start to finish. It would probably take a day or two and stuff just to finish the race. That's how slow it was for the internet connection back then.
I mean, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now. They didn't have any of the stuff that
No,
you got now,
no.
nor the speed, okay?
No 5Gs, no 4Gs, no 3Gs back then in the late 1990s. No 2Gs, not even a 1G, man. Not even a Web 1.0. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is the reality.
Oh, what else? Check out another topic. Let me get. I'm gonna look up something right quick. Let's try this. So get this topic talked about. See if the MSM is too dumb for this one. So nope, I don't want that. Give me that. Very interesting. That one's ranking. Blah, blah, blah. Romance.
Yeah, I remember that 56K modem. That was supposed to be a fast modem back then. Yeah, that's like a turtle stuck in one spot.
Oh, no. Hoochie coochie, you me pussy.
You ever see a turtle caught on fly paper? You got that little sticky up there hanging to catch a fly. That's about how fast 56K was. The fly stuck on the little strip up there.
Oh my god. Loser. Yeah. What's meant for? You won't believe this core search that I found. Are dating sites mostly meant for losers? Has anyone successful ever used a dating site?
Well, unfortunately, most dating sites are scam.
Yes, they are.
And you don't get too many females on a dating site because they don't need it but to boost their ego.
Females get hit on every day out there in the real world. So why would they need the dating site to go get a mate? I even have past women that even said, why do I would need a dating site for when I can go out there and get someone as quickly locally as I can, get on a dating site and go find one there.
Yeah. So tonight I was just going to sit here. All I said the other last couple of times, I just went to my page and watched the chat from there because the first show up switchboard wasn't even working as far as the chat log went. And so last time I just went to my channel, watched the switchboard, I watched the chat from there. But after tonight's experience, I had to stay on my studio, and so it's a good thing the chat's working, huh? I'd be back and forth, because if I don't stay in the studio, I'm not gonna know what happened. Like when you lost me earlier, and I couldn't come back. And then when they gave me my warning, I was
Oh
like,
man.
yep, stay off certain topics.
And they're telling us, hey, they get their money real good, don't they? Hiding and suppressing real truth, don't they? It's
And I yep,
really nice.
and I didn't even have to talk about what started in 2020 to have that happen to me. All I had to do was start talking about some real truth, and it was bling, shut him up.
I hope they're paying you real good because they're going to crash your dollar in the near future.
Oh, well, that's coming. Don't worry, it's coming to a neighborhood near you.
I hope you fools realize they like to use their little puppets for their little gains and stuff until you're no longer useful no more. So I hope you heard that real good too.
Yeah, there's so much getting ready to come down. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, bad stuff is coming.
It's just one of them things. There's nothing I can say about it here. That's fucking type of these certain topics have to go to Odyssey. For right now,
Oh
that's where
yeah,
they got to go. And if you just go there, Dwayne and I did a recording the other night. Okay, it's got some very interesting information in it.
especially when it comes to what you got to put in your belly just to survive out here or what they're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some information in it you might want to see. See,
And,
off the grid is here.
and trust me, the only thing we can say is people do anything they got to do to stop that stomach from hurting when they're really hungry and there's no food around. As well, just believe it at that.
Well, that's getting ready to disappear from your shelves. Most people
they're
don't even see it coming right now. You just think that grocery store is always going to be full of food, and it's not.
and they're getting you used to seeing less and less and less of what Bill just said.
And the prices are going to continue to go up, 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 and away.
That's what's happening.
And that's what you're going to see happening is the prices will continue to go up.
And your dollar purchasing power of that dollar is going down, down, down. In other words, you ain't remember in Venezuela when their currency crashed overnight, I guess so. What would happen the next day? In other words, their currency was literally useless. You might as well wipe your butt with it. It's useless. Can't do nothing with it. A lot of people
Unfortunately,
starving.
the reality is history's replaying itself, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not the one
Nope.
that created the problems we're facing in. I fought against them, but I'm just one person. Okay, and even if me and Dwayne are together, we're still only two people. Okay, and
Oh,
and that don't scratch the surface. Sorry.
yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's bring up Bill. You remember what I showed you just recently? Something we should bring up for the survival preps out there that they should add to their arsenal of survival. What was it? Water generators from air, atmospheric something.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Water generators. Yeah. Give me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Fire drink, get that out of there.
The only problem I have with it at all is the fact that they're spraying our heads. When you get it from the air, you're probably gonna get polluted water.
Yeah, in other words, because we don't know if they got any air filtration in these things, but they're called the atmospheric water generator. Create water from the air. Yes, that technology is out there right now. You can actually get water right from the air you're breathing right now. So there's something for your water arsenal. But make sure, like Bill's saying, make sure that thing comes with something that purifies the air that's coming through those filters, air purifiers, something like that to get that water so you don't get contaminated up from what they put in the air over the past couple
Yeah,
of decades.
yeah, that's been going on for quite a while now.
Make sure it ain't cheap.
No, I'm sure it's not, but the reality is the reality, and I think most people ain't even aware of what's getting ready to come down, and there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, all the information's out here. All you had to do is open your eyes and pay attention. Okay, if people open their eyes and just pay attention and stop being scared, they would see what was going on because it's that in your face.
Water generator. Great water from there. Technology. There we go. Excellent. So that's on the record for everybody here. So because water and food is going to be the top things you guys are going to need out there for those of you who are survival preps and looking to take care of family during hard times that could be coming to a local community near you. You'll want to get what you got to get right now and at least get ready. At least knowing you'll have a safe mind that you're prepared at least the best way you can be for you and your family.
Yeah.
But you're going to definitely need medicine, stockpiles of medicine, emergency first aid kits, food, and definitely water. Remember that the body cannot survive without the food and the water for a certain number of days before the body starts shutting down, and then, well, you'll perish.
Well, you'll go less time without water than you will food.
Yeah, you'll dehydrate out bad.
I mean, you got less time to live without water than you can go long without food than you can without water.
Oh, and like Off the Grid Prosperity said, collecting rainwater always works though. So make sure that, like we said, when it comes to the air, they've been polluting it for the past couple of decades. So make sure you got some of those, what do you call it, Bill? Those tablets to sterilize the water and boil it.
Well, you got that, and then you need to have some good filters and be careful about where you're at because certain states have already got it set into place that if you get caught collecting rainwater, you get fined.
Oh, gee. So you can't even save yourself. That's what that's saying.
No, they don't want you collecting rainwater because, by golly, you might be collecting something they think they own.
Wait a minute. You mean they actually got legal laws just like they had ugly laws back then?
Yes.
Real law, undesirables.
Yes.
You mean if you collect rainwater to survive and drink and do as you please on your own damn property, you'll be fine for that?
Yes, you will. You're not allowed to do that. I can give you one of the states that has that on the books right now.
Oh, let me guess. Agenda 21 is sustainable development. Is that correct?
Well, outside of saying that, it is part of that, yes. But one of the states that has that on the books right now, there's few. But I'll give you one. Colorado. Yeah, they're actually writing laws saying you can't collect rainwater.
Holy Bill. Yeah, just like that show. That's like that WWE political show they had on Capitol Hill yesterday night.
But you have to remember this. These people don't have a right to write a law saying something like that. They don't own that right. They never have.
You mean these corrupt legislators?
Yes. Well, people have been fooled. All 10 planks of communism are already in the United States, already in place. They've been manipulated and taken to the cleaners.
Well, like I said, guys, I'm getting tired of here. My medicine started to kick in, my pain meds and stuff. I want you guys to remember what Bill and myself have been saying tonight. You got to get ready for what's coming. You're best prepared as you know how. Water, food, medicine, anything you got to do to survive. Ammo for, at least to protect your family best way you can, because it's there. I mean, the crime wave going around the United States, for example, it's like the actual reality of the films, The Purge trilogy. It's really happening.
Unfortunately, that's probably going to become more of a reality than people realize because they're conditioned and shaped by a damn television set.
They're training you for violence. I mean, the crime waves, people just going up, hitting people upside the head with bats, pushing them onto the subway tracks just to see if they'll get hurt or killed. I mean, killing people with guns, shootouts in the streets with cops. I mean, it's the actual purge out there across the country. No scripts. But what we're trying to say is it's like it's a purposeful national psyop to get people to not care about death that's going on or people getting injured, not to care about the person that's getting injured, getting killed. It's like we're ripe for violence coming up, what they got planned.
Well, that's exactly what you're going to see. Okay, and I don't see any way out of it because people are shaped and conditioned by a television set and the movies they watch. There's a movie you could watch called The Network, and there's a scene in
Yeah.
there where the guy's screaming, he's mad as hell and telling you to shut that damn TV off that you're all dressing and acting like a TV.
Oh
That's
yeah.
about as real as you can get because that's exactly what's going on.
But the problem is, here's the problem is, at the same time, it's like a psyop for using a film to propagandize that tells the truth, but actually it's a reversal because it's made by Hollywood, and Hollywood is pretty much corrupted. You know what I'm saying,
Yep,
Bill?
that's correct. And our last commenter there, yeah, that's exactly what they're creating, a psychopath.
Correct.
There's an epidemic of narcissism and psychopaths, and it's been created deliberately.
It's like they're training people to be without reason in the mindset. They mess with
Yes.
your minds, manipulate your minds with media. There you
Yeah.
go.
Our survival of the fittest.
Eugenics.
You got it. What do you think TFL is? It's a form of eugenics. Well, that's actually going to be dysgenics if you want to be accurate.
Correct. In other words, it's to stop how do you say undesirables, TFLers, and stuff to not reproduce.
It
So
is.
their lineages doesn't carry on, and depopulation control.
It is.
And it's sad. Sucks for robots, man. Oh man, it's sickening.
Well,
But anyway, guys, I gotta go and stuff. You take care, Bill. You have a great night and stuff, and I'll check everybody else later. Thank you for all
okay.
for coming.
At that, I'm going to get out of here then. And you guys all have a good one.
All right.
Yep. Bye bye.